Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jesus MMA YouTube channel. Today, I am going, or rather tonight, because they decided to make this announcement pretty late in the day, depending on where you live. But yeah, we got some big fight announcements. The majority of these, if not pretty much all of these, were kind of confirmed or, rumored to happen. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, any type of comment, who you think is going to win. But I'm going to not stall any further. I'm going to get right into it. UFC 322 main event has been announced, and it is JDM defending his title against Islam Makhachev. And if you asked me this even like 3 days ago, who I think is going to win this fight, because this fight's basically been the fight to make for a while now, I would have said JDM. Notably because Makhachev has had trouble going up in weight, or at least he's spoken about that. And JDM's no slouch on the feet, and I did really like his scrambles against Belal Muhammad. He showed much improved takedown defense. But now thinking about it, I'm gonna have to go with Makhachev, and let me go into specifically why is how I think this fight is gonna be played out. Now listen, on the feet, I think there's gonna be a world of difference. Maybe not that big of a world of difference because Islam will have the takedown threat. But JDM always pushes forward. He's also really good on the back foot. But he's great at throwing combinations forward. That's something that everyone has to look out for. So it's really going to stifle Islam's movement. And it's why I really have this fight very close. I have it like 55 Islam, 45 JDM. JDM's combinations are so good, man, and he's really good at advancing. And it makes me a bit worried, maybe Islam's striking, he won't get it off as much. But then I thought to myself, when they're going to be in those ground positions, in the scramble positions, I noticed a lot of the time, Islam Makhachev sets up traps for everyone that he has on the ground, or for the majority of people on the ground. And if JDM is to scramble the way he scrambled against Belal Muhammad, I think he might scramble and shrimp himself into a submission, a Doris choke essentially. Because Islam Makhachev is really good at setting up that trap where he lets these guys think they're about to get up, or let these guys think, okay, I'm going to get up to my feet, I got to escape this ground game position. And that's what JDM's been doing. To get up, he scrambles really well, but he doesn't, he's kind of fast with it with his scrambles. He's very urgent in getting up to the feet, and I think Islam might have seen that and will decide to kind of lull him into a false sense of security and submit him while JDM is scrambling up. I think he's going to set a trap for JDM. And I think JDM might fall for it, man. But I can really see this going either way, to be honest. But I'm still picking Islam Makhachev to win specifically in that scenario. This is going to be a close fight, though. It might not look close, but going into this fight, the odds should be very close. I know the opening betting odds. I think Islam's like a 3-1 favorite. Something ridiculous like that. Listen, I don't think it's that big of discrepancy, but I do believe in that scenario, and I think listen, styles make fights, the styles make matchups. I think that's what's gonna happen, because Islam is so good at doing that, and he catches almost everybody in that, especially these high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys at lower weight classes, and with JDM scrambling up to the feet with such urgency, I could really see that happening. Now, of course, on the feet, I give it to JDM for sure. But yeah, overall, I think Islam Makhachev will win this fight. And I think he'll get it done by a door stroke, man. That's how I think it's gonna play out. We're gonna go to the co-main event. Zhang Weili was rumored to have vacated her belt, and there will be a strawweight title fight. We'll get to that one in a bit. It's not really a crazy fight, anyways, but whatever. This, however, this is a really good fight. This is a WMMA fight everyone should be excited for. Valentina Shevchenko defends her belt against Zhang Weili, moving up from the strawweight division. Early predictions on this, I'm not too sure, man. Like, you know what they say, never predict on WMMA because it's so unexpected what happens, you know. But Shevchenko does seem to be, I know she's coming off a win against Manon Fior and Alexa Grasso. That Manon Fior fight, though, in my scorecard, it was 48-47, you know? And Manon kind of only really did well with her physicality in the clinch. It wasn't really that fun of a fight. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to go with lighter women's skill. Zhang Weili. She appears to be more dominant and more in her prime as of late. She's had better performances over opponents that were said, you know, were supposed to school her or supposed to beat her, aka Tatiana Suarez. Yeah, I don't know. She's looked better as of late, and she's got the lighter skill. They're both really good wrestlers and good strikers, but Shevchenko is like a bit more of like a tempo striker, you know. But I don't know. We'll see what happens because Zhang Weili didn't look too crazy on the feet against Tatiana Suarez, just in the sense that Tatiana kind of had nothing for her on the feet. Like, she really had nothing. But yeah, I'm going to lean towards Zhang Weili for this. But I'm going to look further into the fight and see, you know, where my prediction lies. But yeah. And then another fight on the card. This is going to be a good one. This is who Carlos Prates called out. He called him out for Brazil in Rio, but they're not doing that. They're keeping him on the pay-per-views. Makes sense, you know, they want to sell pay-per-views. And Carlos Prates is must-see TV. And now he's taking on the former welterweight champion, Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards coming off of 2 losses, one to Belal Muhammad, and then one to Sean Brady. He did not look good in the Sean Brady fight at all. And he didn't really look that good against Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad, in my opinion, beat him pretty handedly. He dominated a majority of the fight. Leon had his moments, of course, where he dealt quite a bit of damage. But overall, it was a stinker of a performance for him. Carlos Prates coming off good wins. Honestly, I'm going to have to go with Prates just because Edwards is good on the ground, and this will be probably like a breath of fresh air for him that he doesn't have to face a guy who's primarily a grappler. But we're seeing where Edwards is not really dealing with pressure, striking that well. And before the Jeff Neal fight, that was a majority of what Carlos Prates would do. He'd pressure forward, land good shots, you know, he's super good in the clinch as well. Edwards does have some good elbows, but we just saw what Prates does with his elbows. And, you know, the momentum is in his favor. As of now, I'm going to pick Prates to win this fight. Leon's just not looked good at all. And also, like, he backs up so much on the feet. He's too much of a perfectionist where he's waiting for the perfect shot. And I think Prates is just going to come forward to him. There will be some openings that could be available for Leon Edwards. But I mean, if you didn't find him on the feet against Sean Brady, and I know you have the takedown to worry about, but if you didn't find your shots on the feet against Sean Brady, I don't think you're finishing Prates. Prates also has a pretty decent chin. Leon Edwards' last KO is against Kamaru Usman with that perfect head kick. I'm not saying it's lucky, but I'm saying, like, I don't think he can pull that out of the bag against Carlos Prates for this fight. Especially given his last 2 performances where he's just not looked that good. anywhere really, you know? Like it's clear that he melts under pressure, and I think knows that it's a fighting nerds training camp. They will be well prepared for this. Yeah, I'm gonna give this to Carlos Prates. I doubt I'm gonna change my mind, um, but yeah, we'll see. And then moving on to two fights, I mean, we kind of got rumored that this was gonna happen. Um, Verna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern. Um, yeah, it's a rematch. I forgot that they even fought in the first place. I'm fairly certain Jandiroba won the first fight. Let me check actually, so I don't look stupid here. Let's see. But if you would ask me who would win now, I'm gonna go with Verna Jandiroba. She's looked much better. Let's see. Oh, she beat Verna Jandiroba. Huh. Well, that was in 2020. It's a while ago. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Jandiroba, bro. She's just been very good as of late. Um, yeah, but that's my analysis. And then also Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Bautista. This fight was supposed to be the main event originally of the Vancouver card, but they changed it to the Hernandez versus De Ritter fight. And so this one's on the Abu Dhabi card. Umar did announce that he will be on the Abu Dhabi card. We try to get on it, so this kind of makes sense. This was kind of already in the works. Honestly, I don't know who to pick for this. It's gonna be 3 rounds, so I'll go with Umar, but Bautista's got some good pressure. He's a bit of a pressure and like cardio maxer, a bit like Marab. Now it took until the 3rd round for Umar to gas, so I don't think he's gonna have that problem here, and he's probably worked on his gas tank as well. But this should be a good fight. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Umar. Very big advantage on the ground, I would say. Although Mario Batista's not bad on the ground, but he hasn't really faced this level of grappler yet. And yeah, that's kind of what I have in his favor for this one. Um, but Mario Bautista, man, if he can stuff some takedowns, and you gotta remember it's in Abu Dhabi, so the judges' scorecards can just only factor in the hometown favorites, But if he gets something going on the feet, he could get that 1-2 popping, as he always does. Patchy Mix looked horrible against him. Maybe that's more on Patchy Mix than on Mario Bautista, but Mario Bautista is underrated. I know. He had the shitter against Aldo, but maybe he'll redeem himself in this and pull a huge upset. Because I'm going to imagine that Umar is going to be a huge favorite in this fight. But yeah, I'm going to pick Umar to win this fight. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to change my mind on this, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hermanos, everyone, that is the video. Let me know who you guys think is going to win for their fights, who you guys think are going to win, which fights you're most excited for, although I would think pretty obviously it would be this one right here. But yeah, man. Jesus MMA on the mic. I'll catch you guys later. Ciao, ciao.